So this is Nathan Wilson. Nathan has 2 children, is that right, Nathan?
Yes, I do. I have 2 children, Annabelle, who's 3, and Toby, who's 8 months.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Now, what were the biggest challenges that you and your partner faced when you came home with the babies?
I think one of the biggest challenges we had, first of all, is just, I think as a couple, adjusting to going from being a couple where you have, all your interests and all your free time and things you do together or things you do individually, to actually being, okay, now we're responsible for this child. And, one of us has to be there with the child at all times. And, we really, a big change in your thinking where you have to, always have in mind that, you're there to look after that child now. And that's a big change. Also, at times, it can be hard. One of the real challenges is that you can both be really, you can be tired and fatigued, and at that point, what you can say to each other in terms of your partner can seem to them critical at that moment, even if you don't mean it to be, just because of the way that you're communicating with each other. So I think it's important to be mindful of that and aware of that, but also that sometimes when your partner's communicating to you, they're not meaning to be critical, they're just trying to get something across and they're really tired. And sometimes what you can be saying, they might be taking that as criticism, even though you're trying to be helpful at that moment.
And what did you do to overcome these challenges?
I think, I think one of the main things we did was really, I suppose, talk openly about that and actually how that was a challenge for both of us and a big shift for both me and my wife.
Right.
Yeah.
And what advice would you give to new parents?
I think one of the things I would say to new parents is, I think first, spend as much time as you can with the child, get to know your child, and also go along to, all the appointments, as a team together, if you can, with your partner, and ask questions, because sometimes that really helps, the two of you, if you can discuss together what's sort of happened, and, with your consultation with your health professional, I think that can be really helpful. And also, it can really help. It can really help you sort of work out how you're going to do things together.
So, how did you and your partner overcome these challenges?
I think the best way for us to overcome these challenges was actually was talking about them together.
Right.
And sometimes that can be really difficult to talk about these things together because you're really often both not in the mood to talk about these things. You can both be tired, or you're both tired at different times. But even so, I think it's really important to try and talk about these things together, and make that effort. And even if at one time, one partner might not really find the other partner's receptive at that moment, still sort of open that dialogue and leave that opportunity to talk there together.